22. 22. Would you all please stay standing with the gentlemen removing their caps and help me recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Gans, principal at Kearney High School, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 138th commencement of Kearney High. I would like to introduce Isabel Rich, who will give our student welcome.
Good afternoon. As the class president, I am truly honored to stand before you as a representative of our class. I want to start by welcoming friends, family, faculty, administrators, school board members, and everyone else in attendance to the 138th Kearney High School commencement ceremony. Today is the day we recognize the achievements of our class and the accomplishments to follow. The graduating class of 2022 has many merits: high GPAs, higher ACT scores, and tremendous skills and abilities in all different areas. Some of the most hardworking and involved students to ever go through Kearney High School are seated here today. There is no doubt about it that the future for our class is very bright. High school went by fast, very fast, just as everyone always told us it would. We failed to realize how right they were, as now the end of the journey is upon us. We will forever be indebted to those who came before us, those who loved, supported, comforted, and encouraged us. Today we thank you. Although we leave behind one place and time for another, we celebrate the collective memories that bind us. And never forget, once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat.
Thank you, Isabel. I would like now to introduce Dr. Kent Edwards, Superintendent of Kearney Public Schools, who will give our district welcome.
As Superintendent of Kearney Public Schools, it is my distinct privilege to welcome everyone to our commencement ceremony honoring Kearney High School graduating class of 2022. I'd like to begin by recognizing members of the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education, President Mrs. Wendy Kreis, Mr. Alex Stratman, Mrs. Kathy Gifford, Mr. Drew Blessing, Mr. Steve Gash, and Mr. Dave Brandt. These board members are devoted leaders who govern our school system in a manner that ensures our school system will continue to meet the highest standards. Graduation is the culminating event of our district's corporate effort and investment by all stakeholders. To all friends of the graduates, to all relatives of the graduates, to all Kearney Public Schools staff, and especially to all parents and grandparents joining us here today, thank you. Thank you for your investment in these seniors. You have played an important role in all that they have achieved and the diploma about to be bestowed upon them. Graduates, it goes without saying, you have been an exceptionally accomplished class at Kearney High School. Your accomplishments are many in the areas of academics, the arts, and athletics. Many of you are planning to compete in your respective areas of athletics and activities at the next level. Let these experiences and accomplishments serve as a platform to catapult you to reach even greater heights. The sheer number of awards, honors, and scholarships that were earned by these seniors demonstrates artifactual evidence of their skills and talents. An impressive nearly $6 million has been awarded to this class in scholarships. Please join me now in applauding the accomplishment and the work of these scholars. And by far, in my tenure as superintendent, this senior class has 35 students on the ACT honor roll, which means they scored 30 or higher, and that ranks them in the top 2% of all test takers. Graduates, on behalf of our school system, I would like to thank you for your leadership in retaining the many storied traditions of our past while beginning new ones for our future. Without a doubt, you have experienced one of the most unique challenges and experiences ever by a senior class. As a former high school principal myself, it is clear to me, and I think Mr. Gantz would agree, that you have given him and all of us so much to be proud of in this senior class. Without question, you have inspired us, and your legacy is a secure one. You have been, are, and always will be great ambassadors for Kearney Public Schools. So again, on behalf of Kearney Public Schools Board of Education and the administrative staff, we hope you enjoy the commencement exercises for the 2022 graduating class of Kearney High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Edwards. Our first commencement speaker is Isabella Tsao, daughter of Heishi Tsao and Ray Leo. Isabella is proud to be a dedicated member of FBLA, the Kearney High School Band, Student Diversity Board, Quiz Bowl, Math Team, Chemistry Olympiad, Book Club, and NHS. Outside of school, Isabella spends much of her time working for the Buffalo County Youth Advisory Board and running a small nonprofit Etsy shop, receiving the Youth Friend of Kearney Award for those efforts. Just this week, Isabella was named a 2022 U.S. Presidential Scholar, one of just 161 students from across the U.S. to earn this recognition. This fall, Isabella plans on studying government to pursue her passions of leadership, diplomacy, and community service.
Students, staff, parents, and members of the Kearney community, I am so utterly thankful for the opportunity to be here, not just as a graduation speaker, but as a friend and a community member as well. You have all proved through your support that Kearney may be a small town, but we are unafraid of dreaming big. And speaking of Kearney, I first moved here as a toddler when my father got a job teaching organic chemistry up at UNK. And growing up in this more sciencey type of family, I've always had a tendency to view the world in terms of, I'll say the word, geeky analogies. In particular, one of the first scientific concepts that was ever introduced to me was that of the state function, or the idea that a process can take place through many different pathways, and that the outcome would be equally as valuable regardless of each legitimate process used. And Kearney High, as I am looking out at you all today, I cannot think of any better example of a state function than the success we are all here to celebrate today, and the success we seek to make for ourselves in the future. First, while we may all be in the same room here today, it is clear we have found our different ways in. Here, there are introverts and extroverts, the creative and the analytical, people who call themselves smart because of their ability to solve a problem quickly, and people who call themselves smart because they have the tenacity to work through a problem they don't understand. In front of me here today are musicians, athletes, cheerleaders, artists, mechanics, actors, gamers, and so much more, and we are all part of a greater Kearney High. So whether you consider your greatest accomplishment in high school to be winning state, or simply being a good friend to somebody on a bad day, we have all contributed to the culture and spirit of the school. Teddy Roosevelt once said that comparison is the thief of joy. And with the amount of diversity found in our student body, it would be foolish for any one of us to try and quantify our success in terms of another person's. And looking further into this idea of success as a state function, we see that there are not only many means to achieve success, but even more paths to pick from once a method is chosen. And this is necessary because none of us are born with the ability to choose where we start or what obstacles we must face. We cannot choose to be wealthy, to have supportive parents, or to grow up free from illnesses, both mental and physical. We can only choose to find comfort in the fact that it is all right for us to be in different phases of our journeys at the same time, and temporary setbacks don't possess the ability to define us forever. For example, when I was 1, my doctors were concerned because while all the other kids were learning to walk, I could not figure out how to lift my head. When I was 4, I failed the English and reading exam required to get into kindergarten. When I was 12, I dropped out of the swim team because I just simply couldn't find the motivation to show up to practice anymore. And today, I am 17, I can read, walk, write, swim, less well, but still, and I will be pursuing a degree in government at Harvard University this upcoming fall. I don't see my shortcomings as anything to hide or to be ashamed of, nor do I see my acceptance into college as really the end of anything. Instead, these are both just another point in the reaction, another chapter of our stories that will inevitably have both its highs and lows on our way to the ultimate endpoint. And of course, one of the greatest lows our class has had to overcome has been the ongoing COVID pandemic that started our sophomore year. Throughout COVID, we have lost access to opportunities that those who came before us and those coming after us had and will have. We have had to worry about our families, our jobs, and adapt to a whole new system of online learning. We have also missed many of the fun parts of high school, like prom, school trips, and out-of-town competitions. But while these exact opportunities may be gone for us now, today, like I said, is not the end of the story for any of us. We are all young, and we are blessed enough that we do not have to worry about a finish line so much as we get to look forward to whatever's next. And that's a good question. What is next for us? As we look upon the future, the state function of success continues. We will all continue to branch out in even more directions than we already have, going to college around the country, entering the workforce, or even traveling overseas to protect our nation. But, even at this point, it is impossible to predict where we will all end up. So why not try something new? We should never be scared to try a new food, a new hobby, or something bigger like a new major. We shouldn't be afraid to be bold or let anything in our past force us to shy away from everything else there is to experience. And of course, there will be more mistakes in the future. In all likelihood, you have not yet made the greatest mistake of your life. But when it does come, it is, once again, not the end. We must all keep moving on the path to success, however we define it, and there is an infinite amount of room for adjustment along the way. So whether you go party the night away or dive straight into bed after the ceremony, all that matters is that you get up the next day, and the next, prepared to face whatever may come. Success is a state function, and it is the will to continue that makes all of the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. I would now like to introduce Senior Class Officer Sydney Hafner, who will introduce our commencement choir.
This year's commencement choir will be singing Boxes by the Goo Goo Dolls. One line that resonates with our senior class in particular is this: keep your memories, but don't live the past. I'm looking forward to the best days we will have. Although the 4 years spent at Kearney High School have been nothing short of memorable, it is imperative to remember the best is yet to come. The choir is directed by Mr. Clayton Moyer and is accompanied by Mr. Thomas Prentice. At this time, I would like to welcome the Kearney High School Choir.
Wherever you take me,
Well done, commencement choir. Let's give them another round of applause. Our second commencement speaker is Alicia Lane, the child of Sina Martin Lane and Michael Lane. Augie's involved in many activities at Kearney High School, including One Act, Tri-Am, FBLA, HOSA, Writing Club, and choir. Augie has been a part of the theater department for all 4 years at Kearney High and recently performed as General Cartwright in Guys and Dolls. Augie is also an accomplished member of the speech team and took home the 6th place medal at state in program of oral interpretation. Outside of school, Augie volunteers at CHI Health Center and is a lay speaker at the Kearney Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Augie will attend St. Olaf College in the fall and focus on theater.
Good afternoon, class of 2022, and guests who are here to support us today. I first stepped onto the campus of Kearney High School when I was 14 years old, at the end of my 8th grade year. I thought I was invincible. In our first year of high school, we believe that we are invincible, that no one can stop us, that we are the greatest we have ever been and the greatest we ever will be. We are the greatest we have ever been, but we are not the greatest we will ever be. We still have a long way to go, even standing at the cusp of adulthood. One of the first things I learned in 9th grade was that the farthest distance that anyone can travel is the distance from good to great. Mr. Moyer said that to my class as we worked on our new sheet music for the first time, and it stuck with me to this day. So, standing before you, I am ecstatic to be the one to say, we are on our way to great. As far as biology goes, we are still in the good stage. Centuries of evolution and progress have led us to the perfect state for survival, but we take a while to get there once we're born. The human brain does not develop until we are around 25 years old. We have new skin every day. The cells our bodies contained yesterday were good. Today, they're better. Our skin learns how to be better every single day, and one day, it will be great skin. We have a whole new body every 7 to 10 years as our cells replace themselves. One day, it will be great, but our body is learning to be good right now. Our brains themselves develop both academically and emotionally every single day. both academic and emotional learning, is something we will do for the rest of our lives. We're good at math now, but as we keep using it, whether to solve differential equations or to calculate the area of a grain bin, we're going to be great at it. We can all agree sludge was a nightmare, but we've moved on to bigger science for our bigger brains. Our first dance at homecoming taught us that high school romance is a good way to learn about the world. And our last dance at senior prom taught us that goodbyes, while they hurt, teach us that not everything in life is permanent. Maybe that dance at Hoka was good, but I can say that senior prom was great. My dancing skills did not go from good to great, unfortunately. Whether academically or emotionally, we're going to keep learning. We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to construct a house. We're going to read IKEA instructions and TV manuals. We're going to learn new lyrics to songs on the radio. We'll be loving, laughing, cheering on our friends, saying goodbye to old friends, meeting new ones. Our teachers, administrators, parents, friends, and community taught us about the world and our place in it. Now, it's our turn to find out the rest. So, what is the rest, per se? It is a culmination of this moment and all the moments that came before it, pushing us out into the world as we don't know it. The world may not always be good to us, but we can be great despite that. This John Green quote sums it up perfectly. You are going to live a good and long life filled with great and terrible moments that you can't even imagine yet. We are lucky to have great and terrible moments ahead of us. The first day at our new college, moving away from friends, a promotion at work, dropping our coffee right as we're leaving the parking lot, the birth of our children. We are lucky that these moments don't stop now. We have a good life to live and an opportunity to be great. The possibilities are endless, but it's time for us to start our journey from good to great. The world is waiting out those doors for us. We are just about to turn onto the interstate, the fast track to adulthood. Imagine a rest stop on the side of the interstate. Above the entrance is printed the word good. There's a map next to the door with a red dot captioned, "You are here." A red line is drawn from that spot to another spot a long distance away that is captioned, "Great." It's a long road. It's a long walk. I believe we can do it. One last thing from Mr. Cherry. Have a great day, be safe, and make the world better. It's time to start our journey towards great. Thank you.
Thank you, Augie. It gives me great pleasure to present the class of 2022. The senior class members standing before us have represented Kearney High School with excellence. Their leadership has helped make this school year especially noteworthy for Kearney High. These students have completed the requirements for graduation as established by the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education. It is my pleasure to present the class of 2022 to the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education and Mrs. Wendy Kreis, KPS Board President.
Seniors, you may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Gantz. Some of you might have seen this around town. Some of you might have seen this in your gift baskets because they've kind of been given out by me. Today my speech is about Go Be the Light. I want to challenge you on your last day before leaving Kearney High School. It's kind of a homework assignment, but it's a lifelong assignment. One of our own incredible teachers here in Kearney Public Schools, Mrs. Robin Bennett, recently wrote the book, Go Be the Light. Who is some of our Meadowlark Voyagers? Seniors? You guys know who she is? The premise of this book is based on a firefly named Lester. Lester loses his light. For those of you who do not know Mrs. Bennett, she lost her husband, Scott, unexpectedly. It would have been so easy for her to retreat, to stay locked in her loss and lose her light. I'm sure each of us in this room has faced or is facing a huge life challenge right now. Lester the firefly was able to regain his light. He does this by looking for the good in people, not just once in a while, but every single day. He counts his blessings and does random acts of kindness. It is so easy to get caught up in the hard, the hurt, the difficulties of life. You will face these, but remember, go be the light. The last 13 years have been preparing you to be the light. This is just one of the many choices you'll have in life. You can be the light, or you can let your light be dull. I hope you choose wisely. You will get the opportunity to decide to be the light, be kind, be strong, be you. Explore and find the beauty in people, in a sunrise, in a book, in a difficult person in your life. Mrs. Bennett is a light in our community because she chose not to let life burn out of her light. Adversity can bring greatness. Greatness does not just happen. It is intentional. It is a choice. Lester chose to do good. You will have and will be challenged to do this. Challenges, they're not all bad. It is life. It is what you do with it that will be and make the difference in you and the world around you. You survived the craziest 3 years of your life. Your spring semester of your sophomore year, COVID. Some of you learned online classes are great. Some of you learned that that is not your thing. Was it awesome? No. Did you survive and make it? Yes. The world has been nutty the last few years. It has been divisive. It has been full of absolutes. Life is not and does not need to be this. Go be the light. See the good in all people. Accept the differences. You can be kind in differences. You can hold your own convictions and still be passionate and compassionate. A wise mentor of mine during a very difficult time in my life challenged me to write 5 thankfuls every day. I really didn't heed that advice and found it really easy to stay in those dark, lonely places. In 2008, I don't even know how old you guys were then, probably very young, I started every morning with 5 thankfuls. I have not been perfect with this particular practice, but have been pretty darn close. Someday the successes are great ones, but some are just simple, maybe appreciating the sunrise or a gentle smile from a friend. Lester's story is each of our stories. He learned so much from his actions. Number 1, help others in need. Volunteer. Find your passion and share it with others. Serve others. Use your gifts and talents to benefit those around you. Number 2, look for the good thing each day and find reasons to smile and be thankful. Journal your thankfuls. I start them in the morning to start my attitude out right. Number 3, use your words and actions to be kind, spread joy, and help others feel loved. Open a door, help someone load their groceries, mow the neighbor's lawn, scoop their snow. Seniors, go be the light. Look at your growth and the failures. Glean from everything. Today is not the end of a book. It's just the beginning. You get to write your own story.
Thank you, President Kreis.
On behalf of the class of 2022, I ask you to preserve the dignity of this occasion by observing the following standards of graduation etiquette. Please refrain from clapping, shouting, or using any type of noisemakers for individual students. This will allow each graduate's name to be heard. Your congratulations can best be shown by applause for all students after the last graduate has been awarded their diploma. Graduation guests are asked to show respect to the class of 2022 and their accomplishments by remaining seated until the last member of the class has left the Health and Sports Center floor. Thank you.
Josue Rene Aguilar de la Cruz. Ethan Matthew Albus. Rudy Aldolfo Alvarez Garcia. Braden Eugene Anderson. Caleb Cole Anderson. Kayla Lynn Anderson. Jessica Nicole Antillion. Eileen Floriama Antonia Vilegran. Kevin Magana Aragonda. Julian Daniel Arner. Kennedy Celeste Arner. Logan James Arnold. Christina August Arrowwood. Madison Dawn Ash. Shamil Obiluk. Keegan Trace Austin. Deja Marie Axtell. Tegan Abrielle Ayers. Emma Lynn Barker. Katie Brielle Bartholomew. Elena Ray Beckenhauer. Isaac Cole Becker. Leah Joe Becker. Ethan Adolph Behrens. McKenna Ray Bell. Alexander Olin Bellinger. Jeremiah Ward Bentley. Jackson Riley Berman. Nicholas Dale Berman. Ashlyn Grace Bespilletz. Ariana Karis Bishop. Jonathan Michael Bethus. Willis James Blowbaum. Reese Adam Bober. Jackson Thorne Bokenkamp. Caleb Hunter Baumberger. Emma K. Bonzel. Olivia Nastasia Borjan. Josue Jeremias Boteo Nahera. Aiden David Saxton Brandt. Sarah Jane Brining. Nolan David Brenniger. Jessica Ann Brown. Camden Ryan Bryant. Colton Clark Bryson. William Lee Buchanan. Ethan Alexander Bermude. Reagan Nevea Buss. Ashton James Calcaterra. Isabella Shinzu Sao. Naomi Jasmine Cardona Vasquez. Alexis Marie Carpenter. Morella Soledad Castillo Rodriguez. Justin David Cervantes. Christian Davis Chadrick. Haley Marie Chadrick. Ethan Jackson Chandler. Diego Eduardo Chavez Ortez. Kelsey Lynn Choplin. Adriana Lynn Christensen. Mildred Cyprian. Connor Ray Clark. Caden Jeremy Cochran. Kai Aaron Colgrove. Carly Bree Collison. Leah Faye Cool. Daisy Corona. Christian Alberto Cortez Thompson. Joshua Adam Craig. Taylor Nicole Crook. Carly Ann Crooker. Rebecca Morgan Crowley. Megan K. Dalkey. Elizabeth Marie Daly. James Michael Dakin. Nolan Avery Dart. Jada Day. Mason Allen Decent. Placido Angel Del Campo. Evan Sean Denny. Tyreek Rayvon Detter. Caden Michael DeVries. Edward Russell Dietz. Deanna Alexis Marie Duffy. Easton Alex Etherton. Eleanor Louise Edmonds. Alexander Robert Eifert. Brian Elias Rojas. Isabella Claire Ingberg. Trinity Brooke Englehart. Blake Scott Erickson. Cameron Maurice Irvin. Macy Lynn Farber. Shay Mitchell Ferder. Cole J. Fedderson. Zane Carl Felker. Rachel Ann Fiddler. Molly J. Fleek. Olivia Ray Flood. Isabel Victoria Flores Borrego. Kais Bradley Fulmer.
Reagan Madison Ford Pritz. Jonathan Robert Fountain. Jaylee Lynn Fuller. Haley K. Fuqua. Jacob Irwin Fuqua. Elgin Manuel Galicia. Janae Lee Gant. Janelle Joe Gant. Jace Johnson Gappa. Enrique Lee Garcia. Jalen Taylor Gargan. Alexandria Teresa Garlick. Kirsten Rose Garner. Ryland Matthew Garrett. Carter Matthew Getz. Thea Denise Gibbons. Christine Joyce Gibbs. Dylan Matthew Gifford. Justin Thomas Gilliard. Rudy Dennis Glasgow. Aurora Rose Glover. Caitlin Heather Gomez. Faith Dawn Gudenberger. Nathan Ray Grabenstein. Ian Alexander Graff. Finley Scott Graham. Haley Renee Grams. Ivan Michael Lee Gray. Rian Lee Green. Logan Douglas Greeno. Kinley Ray Greeno. Quinton Ashton Gregory. Christian Lee Gruder. Dominic Stewart Grove. Kinley Shanae Gruby. Sophia Ann Gulachi Johnson. Sydney Danielle Hafner. Natalie Reese Hamaker. Annalie Helena Ham. Haley Michelle Hansen. Marissa Rose Elysian Hansen. Ava Delaney Hart. Adia Brianne Hartman. Emily Joanne Hartman. Chasen Eugene Hasbrook. Keegan Douglas Hasbrook. Taryn Lee Hasbrook. Tori Lynn Hasbrook. Kaylee Renee Hatcher. Eric Ray Hauserman. Abigail Grace Hedstrom. Archer John Heelan. Kinley Celine Heisler. Madeline Sophia Henderson. Romello Ramon Henry. Hannah Sue Harrion. L. Orion Hewitt. Evan Michael Hilkeman. Cordell Mitchell Hill. Jesse Chase Hemrich. Jacob Thomas Holt. Lydia Grace Haas. Anna Catherine Howard. Yasmin Huerta. Addison Elizabeth Hunt. Dylan Matthew Hutzel. Sheridan Brianne Isaac. Alexander Thomas Jackson. Cassandra K. Jacobson. Aiden James Jameson. Caitlin Brianne Yoakum. Coleman Jacob Johnson. Lacey Jane Johnson. Riley Daniel Johnson. Tanner Davis Johnson. Sarayo Amy Kadiarova. Macy Ray Kalsbeck. Kobe Trace Kappelman. Spencer Ray Kern. Tyler James Kern. Ella Nicole Keel. Chloe Leanne King. Trevor John Kirkhoff. Gabriel Allen Kissel. Aaron Joe Kitt. Stella Pauline Klingelhofer. Lauren Nicole Coates. Zachary Aiden Kanowski. Medora Rose Kupel. Jordan Hope Marie Kovarek. Amelia Marie Kralik. Dylan James Kramer. Ashton Faye Crone. Bailey Ray Krupa. Mackenzie Ann Krull. Tate Edward Kuchera. Ella Lynn Kugler. Kaylee Sky Custer. Colin William Labouchardiere. Carol Moraine LeClaire. Allison Danielle Lane. Peyton Lindley Larson. Leighton Lee Lear. Beatrice Eleanor Hope Lebsack.
Hannah Marie Legates. Isaiah James Legates. Alicia Nicole Lane. Grant Ludwig Lewis. Ty Anthony Lytle. Roman Enrique Loarca. Avery Adriana Lopez. JD Shailene Lopez. Aramis Karin Lozano. Annalise Joy Luke. Rylin Marie Lutt. Gavin Louise Liebarger. Hannah Elizabeth Lydiot. Alexa Sue Mahalik. Tristan Daniel Milan. Stephanie Lisbeth Monzano Arcos. Colin Ray Martin. Jacob Andrew Martin. Tiana Lene Martin. Jonathan Angel Martinez. Roslyn Abigail Martinez. Tari Ricole Mason. Nicholas James Mast. Benjamin Robert Mathis. Weston Allen Maxwell. Daniel Allen McCarty. Taylor Michelle McCarness. Mackenzie Katie Manaw. Ty Lucas Mendenhall. Vincent Thomas Mendes IV. Allison Claire Mercer. Haley Nicole Min. Caden Daniel Miller. Caleb Cole Miller. Riley Stephen Miller. Trenton Matthew Miller. Madison Elizabeth Mishu. Grant James Lenarick. Paige Christine Moffett. Noah Lee Molina. Isabella Emma Molina Guardiola. Yanalette Montano. Samantha Paige Montgomery. Brandon Joseph Moore. Jarrett Matthew Moore. Jarrett Anthony Morgan Kermode. Lydia Claire Meading. Jackson Luke Mundorf. Jairo Daniel Mungia. Ethan John Murish. Cami May Myers. Max Matthew Myers. Isabella Diane Noctigal. Flavia Lisa Nadagani. Yasmin Victoria Naheda. DeAndre Thomas Eric Dubois. Bryce Robert Nelson. Carson Douglas Nichols. Zeth Tyree Nickerson. Kason David Nickel. Zach William Nickel. Reva Elizabeth Niveen. Ansley Nicole Noyes. Bailey Morgan Nutter. McKenna Lynn Nagrin. Angelica Yvette Orozco. Wade Michael Palmer Jr. Kylie Ray Panowitz. Shailene Diana Banmunos. Brooks Dean Paul. Joseph William Payson. Gracie Catherine Perez. Carson Ryan Peters. Ashton Ray Peterson. Sydney Elizabeth Peterson. Tyler Charles Peterson. Faith Elizabeth Pogioli. Evan Thomas Poland. Parker Robert Potter. Romeo Malachi Potter. Ryan Christopher Puccini. Abigail Grace Quintana. Jacob Rylan Ransdell. Leah Elizabeth Reagan. Sophia Renee Redfield. Blake Edward Radis. Colton John Reichnecker. Aubrey Ann Reifenrath. Avery Elizabeth Reitz. Bianca Victoria Reyes. Maddox Alexander Reynolds. Isabel Grace Rich. Corbin Lawrence Rich. Olivia Page Richmond. Annika Marie Ripley. Cisco Ross Rivas. Abby Joanne Rivera. Layla May Rivera. Jason Alexander Robertson. Acacia Abriana Dominic Robinson. Luis Angel Rodriguez. Florence Olivia Hornsby Rogers. Jade McKenna Romero.
Brittany Lynn Root. Kaisley K. Root. Tessa Ann Root. Cash Dwayne Roseberry. Raina Gabrielle Ross. Benjamin Michael Rothermit. Brooke Autumn Roeder. Tregan Michael Reynolds. Cassidy Danette Ryan. Rebecca Salinas Balderas. Sebastian Kane Salpas. Alexia Brianna Sanchez. Aliana Michelle Shesky. Juliana Nicole Schmitz. Jasmine Christine Schneider. Marissa Ann Schomburg. Reggie Daniel Schreiner. Cole Everett Schroer. Lindsay Sue Shukai. Mia Lenora Schwartz. Heidi Rose Scott. Gabriel Stephan Sedlacek. Blade Joseph Schaefer. Quentin Casper Schaefer. Jordan Robert Shaw. Charlie Francis Shea. Sierra Kirsten Marie Schultz. Tanisha Ann K. Schultz. Brooklyn Noel Slaymaker. Colin James Sliker. Chloe Madison Smith. Emily Grace Smith. Jordan Elizabeth Smith. Kendall Amalia Smith. Sydney Autumn Smith. Zachary Dean Solomon. Alexis Nicole Sorensen. Francisca Jacqueline Soto Chavez. Tegan Victoria Southwell. Nicholas Tyler Speak. Cheris Kaylee Spencer. Alice Abigail Spires. Jaya Marine Stevens. Dawson James Stutz. Faith Asabi Sue. Meredith Hope Sundberg. Emily Elaine Surmeyer. Megan Brianna Sutton. Nicholas Adam Sutton Jr. Carrie Rochelle Swenson. Madison Nicole Talabat. Madison Jaslyn Tavis. Amoya Alicia Taylor. Trista Nicole Tennant. Traviana Colleen Ty. Ashley Lan Tran. Astriana Lavange Travis Mast. Natalie Jane Tremmel. Kaylin Elizabeth Trinkle. Gracie Catherine Triplett. Fook Wing Huang Drun. Angel Jesus Valdovinas. William Gregory Vanderbeek. Adriana Martinez Vasquez. Alexandria Page Voland. Hung Huang Vuk Wu, James Michael Walker, Abrielle Desiree Watson, Reese Greaves Waugh, Matthew Allen Mattingly Weist, Gage Taylor Weaver, Brooke Elizabeth Weiler, Lauren Evelyn Welch, Chloe Christine Weller, Alexis Alvera Wetzel, Shannon Ruby Whalen, Maxwell Lee Watley, Lillian Sue Wheeler, Caden Ann Whitmire, Taylor Stephen Wickham, Kylie Renee Wilcox, Mason McKay Williams, Socorro Cian Williams, Sailor Marie Wilterding, Parker Joshua Weiss, Dakota Robert James Worley, Madeline Sue Worley, Caitlin Lee Yerta, Jaden Alexander Young, Austin J. Young, Kevin Cruz Zambrano, Paula Sofia Zambrano Ceballos, Cooper Gavin Zeems, Alana Shalise Zimbelman, Connor James Zimbelman, Caleb Lee Zolper.
Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side. One more time, please help me in congratulating the class of 2022. At this time, I would like the class to be seated as Megan Dahlke gives the student sending.
This is the moment we've all been working towards, the moment where all of our hard work and dedication is paid off. We've graduated. As the ceremony comes to an end, I have the honor to recognize our class one last time, to thank those who have impacted us, and to send us on our way. Please take a moment with me to consider all that we've accomplished, the sports and the activities we spent countless hours on, and the many educational achievements we pursued. In addition to our accomplishments, we have overcome many obstacles to be here, the biggest one being COVID our sophomore year. From having events canceled to learning online and wearing masks, we all grew and adapted to the changes life threw at us. Although we may have our doubts about leaving high school, as we venture into our unknown futures, we must remember that we are only able to face this new chapter because of those who have influenced us along the way. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to thank our teachers, coaches, administrators, sponsors, and anyone else who has touched our lives during our time at Kearney High. You've truly helped shape us into the young adults we are today. Look around at the faces of family and friends who have surrounded us with unfaltering support. We thank you, because without you, none of today would be possible. We would now like to take a moment to honor all of our parents and guardians with a well-deserved round of applause. Fellow graduates, as we walk out of these doors in the coming minutes and close this chapter of our lives, it's time to turn the page to a new adventure, a fresh start. To some, this may seem scary, others exciting, most probably a little bit of both. But I assure you we are all well prepared and equipped for whatever comes next. As we say goodbye to Kearney High, I challenge you to remember the memories we've made and the lessons we've learned over the years. Congratulations, fellow graduates, the Kearney High School class of 2022. I wish you all the best in your future. Thank you.